everyone, this is Cindy with Create with the Heart, and welcome to my super messy desk. I've actually kind of made a space that I could make a video on, so you guys can at least see me make a card today. This card is for a challenge that's coming up very soon. It's for the Cards TV, and it's to use pumpkins. So that's pretty easy. I mean, I think that it is still fall, and even though Starbucks Red Cup is coming, and most of us feel like after Halloween, it's straight into Christmas, it really is still fall. And here in California, it is still in the 80s, so it's still very, very warm here. So it doesn't feel anywhere near winter, let alone fall. So anyway, I actually went out and did some Christmas shopping today. So I'm trying to get all my shopping done. Hopefully by the first week of December, I will be completely done with my shopping. I'm kind of going easy this year. I am not buying as much stuff for my children. I have a few people I don't have to buy for anymore. So I'm giving money to all of my relatives' children, my cousins' children. So that's just really, makes things really, really easy. But I did go out to Toys R Us. They had the one thing that my son requested, they had for $10 off, so I went ahead and got it. Pokemon Battle Arena, something or other. So anyway, we're going to make a card. And it is, I don't know what it is about fall back, but I always feel like I have so much more time, even though it's probably the same amount of time. But it just feels like it. So this is Echo Park. What is it called? I always forget the name of this one. This is called Echo Park for the Record 2 by Lori Whitlock. And, a lot of times I will use, especially for these sort of, I don't even know the right word. They're kind of really not my style. I use the B-sides a lot for these things that have, papers that aren't my style. So that's why I really do like the double-sided papers, because sometimes they're just papers that you just aren't going to use. I have no idea why this is like a little bit off. So we're starting with a 5.5 by 4 1/4 card base, and then I don't know what the deal is, why this is off a little bit, and then this mat is 5.5 by 4 1/4 as well. So I've just got this little green, and it was literally this big. I just had to cut the edge off, so it was just the perfect size to kind of, I don't know if it mimic grass necessarily, but just to kind of break it up a little bit. So that's going to go here. I would say this is about 1 inch. About 1 inch. Alright, and then I'm using, this is a Spellbinders die, but any die that you have in your collection you could use, I'm sure. So this is from the same collection. I used a scrap, it just kind of fit, and I'm putting it way over to the side. And I'll go ahead and get this down here. So, yeah, it's hard to think about Christmas shopping already, but sometimes it's just easier to get it done. And then these are my cute pumpkins. These are from Simply Charmed, and now that the iPad app for the Cricut Explorer has the contour function, it's just, wow, it's changed my life. So I went ahead and hid the faces, and then I did my cuts, and then I used Peachy Keen stamps, the everyday character faces for this, and I used just a little bit of white gel pen, not a lot, but just a little bit, and then I just put it on some foam squares. And this is a really easy cut once you have hid the faces. Then you don't have to cut the black that kind of is underneath, or the pink for the cheeks. So it really ends up being a 2-layer cut. You cut the green and then you cut the orange and stamp your faces, and so it could be very, very easy of a cut. You also could use the faces from Mary, but my pumpkins were too small. Yeah, I needed some small faces for them. So I'm going to go ahead and put this here. And so what I did for this is I looked at the width that I wanted, and I think I cut it at a width of 3 1/4, I think what it is. So it ended up being, I think, 1 1/2 for the height. So sometimes when you have a long cut, you have to be really careful at your height. You have to look at your width. So, and that can be tricky on the app for sure, because it has see, like the Gypsy, the screen on the Gypsy was the same size pretty much as your mat. So you kind of knew when things were going to fit or not fit. But this has a very large mat, larger than what you're going to cut. So it's important to keep that in mind when you're doing this. So Pumpkin Pickin', that is from Cards TV, and it is from I can't remember the name of the stamp set, but it is from Cards TV, and it's her fall stamp set. I can't find it. It's here somewhere. So I've got some little orange buttons, and I'm just going to button this up a little bit. And there we go. Super simple, cute little card. Thank you for watching today. This is Cindy, the Crane with the Heart.